Oh my goodness. Finally. 2015 was the last time we beat them. 2015. You know what? No, that's not the last time we beat them. The last time we beat Man City in the Premier League was 8th of October 2023. We finally did it, man. Finally beaten Man City. Finally played a game not looking like boys, but actually looking like men. I mean, substitutions, game management, everything. We finally played like men and not young boys. Last season, we were fighting for the title against them, and they beat us quite easily in both games. This time round, it was looking like it was heading for a 0-0. I was even asking someone I was watching the game with, do you think Man City are happy with the draw? It looks like it because they're bringing the likes of Stones and all that. I was like, are they happy with the draw? We needed to go for it. We needed to go for it, and we did it. We actually brought in Havertz. We brought in, the moment we brought in Tomiyasu Zinchenko, I know why we're going defensive in terms of the left side. But Havertz actually made a difference in the game. Really, really happy with that. Partey definitely made a difference in the game. How good was Declan Rice? They will talk about all those players, but we finally beaten Man City, man. Finally beaten Man City. We've waited for so long, and I think this is the first time. I think this is the longest. I think, or 12 years, something like that. I've had something like this is the first time in like 12 years Guardiola's team has had like one shot on target in a game. Haaland did not have a single shot the whole game. Haaland did not have a single shot the whole game, and Saliba and Gabriel pocketed him, and we could have won that game easily because Kovacic should have had a red card, but he bounced back and we won. I'm so happy to have Martinelli back, man. I still can't believe we've just beaten Man City without Saka on the pitch. You could tell, like, there's a couple of times the ball was going on the right side, and you could tell Martinelli was not, Saka was not on the pitch. Like the pace and everything, you could tell. But we cannot depend on one player. You just have to go there and win the game. Man City don't have De Bruyne and they don't have Rodri. We have to go out there and win, man. I'm absolutely buzzing. Let me know what you guys made of the game. I didn't even have time to bring up the photos and the lineup. I was just so nervous throughout the game. I literally did not have time to do that. But let's go in terms of the lineup. In the lineup today, back four, we expected it. Raya, we expected it as well. Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White. No difference there at all. All four of them was absolutely incredible, especially Ben White, man, absolutely incredible. And obviously Saliba and Gabriel keeping Haaland quiet. Declan Rice and Jorginho, there's a lot of when Jorginho was seen in the starting lineup. Odegaard as well. Whenever Osaka is not on the pitch and Odegaard doesn't have his best of games, like today's Odegaard did not have the best of games, we usually find it tough to score, but that's when everyone else needs to step up. And I'm just watching the goal again. Was it going in? I think it was going in, deflected in. I was screaming throughout the game, someone shoot the ball. You never know. Just shoot the ball, something could happen. And finally, Martinelli shot the ball and something happened. We had so many chances like to shoot the ball. Jesus, Havertz as well. I think when he came on once, Odegaard had a couple of times, a couple of wayward shots. Martinelli had a couple of, like, if you have a chance to shoot the ball, shoot the ball. You never know. It can hit someone and go in. And well, would you know it? Like the first time Martinelli has a shot, it hits someone, it goes in. Finally, man, absolutely finally. I cannot wait to hear the analysis, man. I'm absolutely buzzing. We needed that before the international break, man. We needed that. So in terms of midfield, we had Declan Rice, Odegaard, and Jorginho surprisingly started. I did not think Jorginho was going to start this game. Maybe it's because Partey was not 100%. I don't know. Personally, even if Partey was 80%, I would have started him. Especially it was very wide and Jorginho got that early yellow card. But he managed the game well. That's where the experience comes on. Jesus on the right side. I think Jesus actually did well because he's not a right winger. He's played the right wing a few times for them. But I think he actually did well on the right side. Ketia, a couple of chances that he should have done better with, but in terms of energy and just putting the defense under a lot of pressure, Nketiah always does that a lot. And then Trossard was only on for the first half. So when I looked at that lineup, my prediction 2 days ago, I predicted 3-3 for this game. I said this time you're not going to lose because they don't have Rodri, they don't have De Bruyne. I thought we were going to have Saka. Actually, in that lineup, I put Nelson. I didn't think Saka was going to start. I thought maybe he was going to come off the bench, but he was not there. So when you don't have Saka and you don't have Partey, and obviously we can talk about team, but that's our usual back four. But the rest of the team as well, like Jorginho, people are not sure about him. Ketia, people are not sure about him. Jesus starting on the right side, people are not sure about him as well. So a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes, all that in midfield. But in a game like this, you need to step up. That's why I always tell people, whenever Arsenal's lineup comes out, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, every time Arsenal's lineup came out, I was always like, oh my goodness, Mustafi's starting. Oh no, why is Niall starting at left wing back, this and that. I used to complain. But these days, something you'll never see me doing before a match is like, oh my goodness, why is Havertz starting, or Vieira? Why this? Why is Martinelli doing this? I never do that because I know we are going to need every single one of these players to perform. And if Saka is not there and Pat is not there and Martinelli is not there, Trossard is not there, what are we going to do? We have to depend on those players who are usually on the bench, Havertz, Vieira, Nelson, all of them to perform. And that's exactly what you need to do. It was not our best performance, but he kept a clean sheet against Man City. You never see anyone keeping a clean sheet against Man City. And for them to only have like one shot on target throughout the game, that is a superb defensive performance. You just need to shoot the ball and score, and you finally did that. So when I saw the lineup, I was like, you know what? Yes, I was not sure about Jorginho because, especially because of the pace. Control, yes, but I was like, man, pace. I mean, they don't have De Bruyne, yes, but I was like, what if like Foden comes into midfield? That pace, will Jorginho be able to handle it? Like within the first 10 minutes, Jorginho was booked, and that got me a lot more nervous, man. I was like, man, this is going to be tough because with Bernardo Silva there, Lewis for them, the Yanks was playing really well. We needed to defend well, needed to be at the top of our game. And I think after that, Jorginho actually did well because being on a yellow card in a game like this, managing the game and controlling it very well, I think he did pretty well. Jesus on the right side, I was like, you know what? We don't have Saka. I preferred Nelson to start, but Jesus does have the skill to play on the right side. He can dribble to the left foot. He can dribble to the right foot. So that's the good thing with Jesus. But still, I kind of wanted Jesus in the middle. But I didn't complain about anything. I was like, hey, these players are still capable of winning, of scoring a couple of goals. You have Trossard, they have Jesus, there, Odegaard is there. Yes, we're missing a couple of players, but that's our usual back four. We still have Rice on the pitch. You still have Odegaard on the pitch. You still have Jesus on the pitch. You still can score. Personally, for me, I never complain whenever Havertz and Nketiah start. I prefer Jesus to start, yes. I prefer Trossard to start, yes. But in terms of them starting, you never hear me saying, oh my goodness, you're going to lose because Nketiah is starting. No, I know in terms of finishing is not the best. Yes, like today in the first half, he had a chance. And in a game like this, you're going to have one chance. You have to put it on target. He put it off target. But you have to believe in your players. Like if we show Man City that we are scared of them before the game starts, like how do we expect the players to not be scared of them as well? So let's watch out for that sometimes because I saw a lot of negative comments before the game. Let's see how the game goes. And then if they don't perform, you say, you know what, why did Partey not start with Rice and all that, Odegaard? But we actually defended very well. We never gave Man City a chance until maybe Doku came on and started maybe creating a couple of like runs and all that. But let's go back to the first half. This is the first time Saka hasn't started a game in 88 matches in the Premier League. So he's always there. But I'm really happy with this game. Why? We didn't start Saka, we didn't start Partey. Hopefully they don't go for the international break because Saka's not there. Hopefully he can rest for those 2 weeks because after we have Chelsea, you're going to have Sevilla, a lot of tough games coming up. And then Partey didn't start. Yes, we scored after Partey came on, but for us to win a game against Man City without Saka, that at least puts our mindset like, hey, you can actually win games without Saka on the pitch. At least now you can start getting rested. We can actually win games without Saka on the pitch. This is the first time he's missed a game in a long time. So the first 10 minutes of the game, players were nervous. Oh my goodness. Like Rice was giving away the ball. Rhea was giving away the ball. Like Jesus was giving away the ball. I was like, my goodness, like, are we this scared? Like, we were scared, like we couldn't pass two, 3 passes together. And then Rhea in goal, man. Man, he was, my heart was in my mouth. Like every time Rhea had the ball, he's very good at kicking, but sometimes, the risks. Sometimes, listen, I don't have a problem with players playing out from the back. And the goalkeepers, the likes of Onana make mistakes. Raya can make a mistake. Ramsdale can make a mistake. But whenever it works, with the moment you beat that press like we did against Bournemouth, you're going to have like 6 players up against like 4 or 3 players on the other side. So when it works, it works. But when it doesn't work like today, Raya in the first half, whew, like he was so lucky that should have been a goal. Now, I didn't like the pass that Gabriel gave to Raya because he put it like on his left foot and he was in front of him, Alvarez. But then Raya turning on his right foot, he was very lucky. Like if you make a mistake within 70 minutes of that game, the pressure will be on. People will be like, okay, why is Ramsdale not starting? Why is this? Why is that? And I don't want us to go back to that conversation of why is Tomiyasu starting or why is Raya starting or why is Havertz starting. I don't want that. So he was very lucky in terms of that. But the rest of the game, I think in terms of Man City corners, Raya handled it well. In terms of the rest of his kicking, it was not his best game. He didn't even have a lot to save in terms of shots from Man City, but I think he was okay from that. But that mistake almost gifted Alvarez a goal, and that's exactly what you don't need to do against Man City. Don't make mistakes against Man City. Let them look for their own goal. They are good enough to do that. Don't give them a goal, and we almost did it. But Rice, the rest of the first half, oh my goodness. I still hear people telling me that Rice is overrated. What are you talking about? Like, you can't watch that game today. I'm even going to tweet it right now. Like, Rice against Man United, 10 out of 10. Today against Man City, I think that was like a 9 out of 10 performance. Interceptions. I've not even looked at the stats, but I'm sure in that first half he put in like 3 or 4 tackles. He cleared the ball off the line within the first 4 minutes of the game. Declan Rice. It could have been 1-0. I think it was Vardy could have scored that goal. The rest of the game, Rice, man, interceptions, tackles. As we say, the one thing I said when he signed Declan Rice, one thing, interceptions. People are like, yeah, you can't sign a player 100 million because of interceptions. Strikers are the ones who should be expensive. I get that because they score goals. But your midfielder, Rice making those interceptions and tackles and clearances, that is the difference between Foden getting the ball to Haaland and you getting the ball to Martinelli. Like that one interception got us on the attack several times. Like if we had a couple of better passes in the final third, we could have had like 2 or 3 goals just because of Declan Rice in midfield. What a player, man. What a signing. 100 million is worth every single penny of that 105 million, man. Like we should actually call West Ham right now and tell them we are sending you another 100 million right now. Like and the big games, he's actually turned up in all the big games, Declan Rice. It was unfortunate that he got subbed off against Tottenham because of the injury. Maybe they've gone on to win that game as well if he was there. But the big games where he needed him, Man City, Man United, he has turned up quite well. And I'm really, really happy with that, man. I can't wait to see him and Partey in midfield, man. Did you see Partey when he came on? Oh, what a player as well, man. Like, I can't wait to have those two starting games together. So, first half, Rice was incredible. And Nketiah had that chance that he should have put on target. And then Kovacic, I had the screenshots, but they've disappeared. Can I actually look for it? I can't. But yeah, did you think, I think I can look for it. Did you think the first one should have been a yellow card from for Kovacic? Let me just search for it. Kovacic. I think the first one from Kovacic should have been a red card. So let me know. Do you think Kovacic should have picked up a red card for the first one or for the second one? And did you think the first one was a yellow card or a red card? And did you think the second one should have been a red card, or do you think it's too soft? Personally, the first one should be a red card, leave alone even the second one. The first one should be a red card. So when you give the player that warning, you've given him a yellow card. Surely if he fouls again, whichever kind of foul, even if it's pulling back someone, that should be a red card, man. That should be definitely. Which player did he foul first? It was a red card or a yellow card. The pictures are not clear enough, but let me just put it here. Do you guys think this is a red card or a yellow card? Red card or a yellow card for this one? Personally, I think it's a red card. But if you don't give him a red card, surely if he fouls someone again, you have to give him a red card. If he does it again, you have to give him a red card. But the second one as well should definitely be a red card. And I'm telling you, that's the reason why I used to lose games against Man City back when we had Xhaka. That would have been a red card for Xhaka. I remember Xhaka picking up red cards for that. So absolutely annoying. Let's hope they work on the referee thing, because I didn't want to lose this game today because of referee challenges. Because if they had that red card, it could have been given us a huge advantage, because them not having Kovacic and Rodri and De Bruyne in midfield, it could have given us a huge advantage. But they didn't give them a red card. Fine. And then they came the second and they still didn't give them a red card, but absolutely fine. So the rest of the first half, pretty much there was nothing that happened. The rest of the first half, it was a bit all over the place. A few bad touches here and there. Odegaard wasn't in the best day. You expect to see more from him as well. This Kovacic challenge as well, I still don't understand how that is not a red card, man. Halftime, we made a change. I didn't expect Martinelli to be the one to come on, but I was really in space right away. Like, did you see how quickly Martinelli changed that game? Like, pace-wise, he changed the second half. Within the first 2 minutes of the second half, Martinelli was already quick, like in transition, left side, right side, coming into midfield. Fantastic. So Gabriel Martinelli had a shot, the first shot on target in the 50th minute. And then defensively, I think Ben White, Gabriel, even Zinchenko did well. But in terms of blocks and clearances, I think Gabriel Saliba and Ben White were absolutely incredible. People usually say, I think I need to do a video on Ben White because he's still very much disrespected. People still, every time we do combine 11s with other teams, they usually say, Ben White, nah, this one is better. Ben White, nah, this one is better. Ben White, I've never seen him, like I know sometimes he comes up against players like Rashford and he has a tough game. But even today when Doku came on, like White was like, no, you're not going to pass me. Like he had like 4 or 5 opportunities to get past Ben White. But defensively, Ben White was absolutely incredible today as well. Saliba as always, Gabriel as always. I don't know if you guys understand. This is the second time since Haaland joined Man City, he has finished a game without having a shot. We're not even talking about shots on target, a shot. This is the second time since Haaland joined Man City he's finished a game without a shot. He did not have a shot the entire game. That is usually very rare. I watch a lot of Man City games, and every time Haaland has like 4 or 5 shots in a game. Off target, he hits the post, sometimes he misses, and then eventually gets the goal. So for us to keep him that quiet, absolutely fantastic defending. And then Man City made 3 subs at once. They brought in Nunes, they took off Kovacic, they brought in Doku, and they brought in Stones as well. So I was not happy that they made those subs fast, because I was like screaming like, Arteta, come on, please, man. Let's be proactive. Let's not be reactive. Let's not wait for them to score and then we bring in players. Because I was looking at our bench today. I mean, Martinelli, Partey, you have Havertz there, you have Smith Rowe there, you have Nelson, Tomiyasu, Kivio. You actually have a decent bench, There's actually 4 or 5 players there who can come on, like Partey and Martinelli from the bench. Come on, those are very good players to have on the bench. So I was like, come on, bring in Partey. I wanted Nketiah to come off. I think he had done his running and all that, but he needed someone like more composed and all that. So I was actually asking for Havertz to come on because he played really well against Man City last time out. We've actually beaten Man City twice in a row. That is good. So Havertz came on. He also brought on Partey and brought in Tomiyasu. Zinchenko, Nketiah, and Jorginho went off. I think those were the good. I think those are correct subs. Nketiah, I was kind of surprised Trossard went off at halftime, but these particular subs, I wanted Nketiah to go off. I also wanted Jorginho to come off because he was on a yellow card. I didn't want to get a silly red card here. And Zinchenko as well, maybe go a bit defensively solid with Tomiyasu. I usually don't have a problem with Tomiyasu starting the game as well or coming on. I think he's a very good player. So he made those subs. And the moment he made those subs, Partey right away, very comfortable on the ball. He was able to pick out a pass, that long pass, man, from Partey. Like our goal, wait. I've just thought about this. Partey passed the ball to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu passed the ball to Havertz. Havertz passed the ball to Martinelli. 4 subs. The 4 people we brought on had the last 4 touches before the goal. Oh, football heritage, as Mourinho would say. We will be there. Football heritage, man. Partey passed the ball to Tomiyasu, to Havertz, and then to Martinelli. The 4 players who came on were involved in that goal. Absolutely fantastic, man. And before that goal, though, Rice made a tackle in the 80th minute. I was like, this player is absolutely incredible. And then from that stage on, it looked like Guardiola was happy with the draw. So I was screaming, please. Jesus is having a chance in the box. There's a time he fell down in the box looking for a penalty. I was like, no, just shoot the ball. It might hit someone and go in. Just do something. You never know. I was screaming, let's go for it. Man, still look like they're happy with the draw. Let's go for it. Try and have a couple of shots. Yes, we had a couple of corner kicks. Odegaard, my favorite Arsenal player, a bit disappointing with the shots off target as well, a bit all over the place. I was like, just have a shot, man. You never know what is going to happen. Put the pressure on Ederson. And the one time we had a shot, it goes in. The one time he had a shot, it hits someone and it goes in. And what a goal, man. Like, I screamed, man. I literally screamed. Like the 87th minute against Man City. It's 2015. The last time we beat Man City, Walcott scored. You know how long Walcott has not played football for? You know, when Giroud left, Giroud has played for like 10 different teams since he left Arsenal. And that's the last time we beat Man City. Both of them scored. 2015. If the way we beat Man City in the Community Shield and beat them today as well, mental. I remember us going between 2006 and 2020 without beating Man United at Old Trafford. That day, Aubameyang scored that penalty at Old Trafford. I was like, finally. We went like 10 years without beating Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. We did it in 20. When did we do it? So there's a time we beat them 2-1-0. I think we beat them 1-0, correct? I think it was Smith Rowe. I think Smith Rowe passed the ball to Aubameyang in 2021 or something. We beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Now, since then, we beat Chelsea the next season at Stamford Bridge 4-2, and we beat them as well last season at Stamford Bridge. We've now won 3 times at Stamford Bridge. The moment you beat that team the first time at their place, so and a hoodoo, all of a sudden you're confident. Like last season to Anfield, you almost won. Now this time I'm confident you can go there and win. But there's a time you're like, oh my God, you're playing Anfield, we are never going to win this. We are playing Man City, you're not going to win this. Like, this is going to give us a lot of confidence, man. This is going to give us a lot of confidence. Now, even Chelsea, I had Chelsea fans yesterday. If you're a Chelsea fan watching this, Chelsea won yesterday, good game for them. But I saw the comments from Chelsea fans. Arsenal, we can beat Arsenal, man. Arsenal is not all that. I had Chelsea fans talking. Now that we've beaten Man City, this is going to scare them a bit. That's exactly what you need. We need some respect, man. People still don't respect Arsenal. They're like, yeah, Arsenal, they only had one good season. We need to have a second good season and a third good season. And finally came the Martinelli goal. What a strike it was, 1-0 in the 87th minute. I still wasn't sure we are going to win it even from then on, by the way. I still wasn't sure we are going to win it. I was screaming, man, let's defend well, because I remember that exact thing happened last season. I know the exact same thing happened last season against Liverpool. We were 2 goals up and we panicked. And the last minute we conceded. I was like, please, let's not bottle this, man. We are 1 goal ahead. You've played really well. You've pocketed Haaland. Don't let him have a one shot and score. And we actually defended it. And they actually added 4 minutes, man. Fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic win against Man City. I'm absolutely buzzing. Going into the international break, that had what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, it could have been a bad international break because Man United scored 2 last-minute goals yesterday. They're happy. Chelsea fans have won 3 games in a row. They're happy. Tottenham are top of the table. They're happy. Liverpool, I guess, Brighton on is sad they drew. Newcastle drew with West Ham. And then Man City beat us today as well. Like, everyone else would have been happy. It would have been only us, like, suffering a loss right before the international break. Now, this one has put our confidence right up here, man. Like, going to the international break, we are still unbeaten. How many points do we have? 20, right? We have 20 points, I think. 20, yeah, we have 20 points right now. And same with Tottenham. I think we're like tied in terms of goal difference. Only they've scored more goals than us. But us being unbeaten until right now, last season, a time like this, we had already lost. So we are still unbeaten. And then if you look at our fixtures, now that we've played Man United, we've played Tottenham, we've played Man City, we're going to play Chelsea. I'm not going to underestimate them. They're still a good team away from home. And then after that, you're going to have Sheffield and a couple of other teams. I think Wolves going into November and December, all those teams. We can literally go until January without losing a game until we start facing the likes of Liverpool and Man City. So this gives us a lot of confidence. And on top of that, we actually got to rest Bukayo Saka, which is good. Partey is back as well. I don't know if he's going to go and play for Ghana. Hopefully he doesn't play too much, but Saka doesn't have to go play for England now. Martinelli's back as well. We have the likes of Trossard. Havertz assisted as well. He got a goal last week and he got an assist this week. Happy times. Happy times, happy times, happy times. So absolutely fantastic. Let me know what you guys made of the game before I come into the player ratings. Come on, you Ghana, says Sky Sports. What do you think of Raya replacing Ramsdale? Obviously, I'm one of biggest Ramsdale fans. I was sad. I'm still sad that obviously it has ended this way. It looks like he's not going to be the fastest goalkeeper. But I'm one of I've never really. Sometimes Atisa makes bad decisions, but I really trust him a lot. I'm like, whatever he does, it's the one who's gotten us to this position. They do whatever you need to do. In terms of kicking, Raya is better, although today he was a bit shaky. But in terms of aerial balls as well, I think Raya is good. And the truth is that, yes, Ramsdale has made more mistakes than him, but I still don't think Ramsdale is a bad goalkeeper. I still believe if you put Ramsdale, Raya, Ederson, and Alisson together and you give them 20 shots to save, I still believe Ramsdale is going to make more saves. That is what I believe. But it's good to have 2 good goalkeepers anyway. Good evening, says Anu. How are you? I'm absolutely buzzing, man. A bit shaky, says Sky Sports. Yeah, you can never really have a comfortable win against Man City. It's going to be a bit all over the place. You're going to have to be lucky sometimes, like the chance Ake missed. He should have scored that. You have to be lucky here and there against Man City. It looked like it was going to be a 0-0, but that is where you need a chance. And how many times have we scored late on? We scored last minute against Man United. Last season, we did it a lot against Aston Villa, Man United, Bournemouth. It's good to finally have an Arsenal like this. It had been a long time since like Arsenal scored last minute goals. Now, even if the game gets to the 85th minute, I'm like, we can do it. You can score a late goal here. Martinelli, the animal, says, Frederick, I love it. Subai says, Kovacic should have been given a red card. Arsenal has always been cheated in EPL. Like, I seriously do not understand how that is not a red card. I've even said, fine. If you think the first one is not a red card, that is so close to being a red card. So if you don't give him a red card for that, you have to tell him whichever foul that you commit next, even if you just throw your hands to me or you just pull someone's shot, whichever kind of foul you do next is going to be a red card because you're very likely not to get a red card for the first one. And he still does it. And Michael Oliver does not even wait. He starts doing this. He was doing this even before anything. He's like, no, I've been paid. I've been paid by the Arabs, man. I've been paid. He's like, no, like I'm not going to give a free kick for this. He gave a free kick. He didn't give a yellow card. That should be a red card. But anyway, we still won the game, so we're not going to talk about. But the rest need to be consistent. I don't have a problem if that is not a red card. But my problem is tomorrow someone else is going to commit that exact foul and is going to be given a red card. The problem is consistency. You can't give that as a yellow card today, and then tomorrow it's not even a card, and then the next day you're giving the player 7-game ban. You have to be consistent, man. So if you don't give him a card for the first one, the second one should be a red. So I don't understand that at all. Daniel says, congratulations to Arsenal family on the win against Man City. The boys are beginning to believe in themselves that they can beat any team. No team is invincible these days. I think this is the first time Man City have lost 2 Premier League games in a row, I think, since 2018. That's a long time. Like, those guys do not lose that often. They've lost now 3 games in 4. Obviously, sometimes, not sometimes, all the time when it gets to January, they start winning. But you have to believe in yourself, man. Finally, we've beaten them, man. Finally. And without them scoring a goal as well, a clean sheet, I did not expect that. Rice is exceptional, says Anu, what a player. Subai says Havertz should never play in midfield. He should be replacing Ketia. I think he did well up front today. I'm just happy that, I saw some people screaming, shoot the ball, Havertz, shoot the ball. What is he doing? He actually controlled well, and he actually picked out the correct pass for the Martinelli shot. So happy, man. Hamad says if Wolves can do it, why not Arsenal? Well, the last 8 years, I've been asking the same thing. Like, if Burnley can do it, why not Arsenal? If Liverpool can do it like 4 times in a row, why not Arsenal? Even Man United, even when they're terrible, they still beat Man City. Even Chelsea, they still beat Man City. Even Tottenham beat Man City every single season. I was like, surely, how can we not beat Man City? And every single team in the Premier League has beaten them, at least once, but we've not beaten them since 2015. And it's not even a case of not beating them. They usually thump us 4-0, 3-0, 5-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 3-0. It's bad. We don't even score. We're never close. But the last couple of seasons, we've come close, especially 2022 January. Rodri scored in the last minute. We were very close to beating them. Last season, we were nowhere close. But in the FA Cup, we were close. They beat us 1-0. Today, finally, show them that you're at home. Go there and win the game and keep a clean sheet. You'll love to see it. And on top of that, without Saka in the starting lineup, without Saka playing, with Partey only playing 15 minutes of the game, and he still defended very, very well. I saw a lot of people saying, why is Zinchenko starting this and that? I think he defended well as well. We managed the game very well, says Ahmad. The Bukayo effect was missing. We got the maximum points nonetheless. Congratulations, says Sidina. Exactly what you need, man. Now we know we can beat a team like Man City without Saka on the pitch. That is what you need, man. That is exactly what you need. Boba says records break. That is true. Zimba says Rice is a blessing to us. Absolutely, man. What a game, man. The whole game is just incredible. Let's see. I now see reason why Arsenal fans compose that song. Rice, baby. Shout out to Cecil. First foul is a red card, says Anu. In fact, Saliba is a blessing to us, all of those players, man. We have suffered, man. I can tell you very well. 2009, there's a time we had a defense of Sylvester, Senderos, Giroud, and Hoyt. Remember Hoyt? That was our defense. And midfield, Denilson, Frimpong, Bentner, Shamak, and then a few later, Mustafi, Luiz, Socrates, Kolasinac, Holding. That was our defense, man. I've looked at Holding playing for Crystal Palace, and I'm like, man, this guy used to play for Arsenal. How? Right now, we have Saliba. Look at Saliba, man. Look at Gabriel. I know people still don't rate. I saw he combined 11s, and there are some people who are saying Gabriel is overrated. Easy. I had some people saying Ben White is not good enough. Really? You want to tell me Ben White should not be picked for England? Ben White should be playing for England. I don't have a problem with him not playing. That means he rests for 2 weeks. I'm not an England fan. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm happy that he actually rests. But for those players are really, really good. I do agree. Sometimes you can say Zinchenko is not the best defensively. I'm not deluded. I know that he makes a lot of mistakes. I definitely know that. But in terms of having that back four, the last time he had the back four like that, we have to go back to 2003, Campbell and Toure and Lauren and Ashley Cole. That is years ago. Koscielny and Vermel and all those guys were good, but it's been long, man. Let's see. That Kovacic tackle is a straight red card. If it's Xhaka, the ref could have given him a red card. I was just waiting for Jorginho to make one more foul and then being sent off, because Jorginho's on a yellow card. I would have punched the TV, man. Because if Jorginho would have picked up a red card for that and Kovacic has committed 2 other fouls and didn't get a red card. Arsenal FC moment says loved Gabriel on deep. Havertz was good in front on auto assist by him. Martinelli, what a player. Saliba and Gabriel partnership are back. That's why I put them on the thumbnail, man. Like what the players, man. Odegaard helped us keep position in the second half. He did. Still a couple of poor decisions in terms of the shots, and that comes from Odegaard's biggest fan. But in terms of controlling, obviously, like, yeah, Odegaard is still a starter for me. Like, we are so blessed to get him for 30 million. Bazing says, Erimai from Uganda, thank you. Magambi says, hi, Glenn, I'm so happy today. Martinelli is world-class water play. He literally changed the game. You know, he came on and you could see, like, wow, we're actually attacking now with Martinelli on the pitch. Rice just stopped some important counter-attacks. Martin Pivot helped White to go up front. I think Rice did everything, man. Like, I'm sure if you look at the stats, if you look at the tackles and the interceptions, I'm looking at the goal again. Oh, if you think I'm going to watch this game this whole night, then you're right. I'm going to watch this game like 5 times today. What a performance. Let's go to the player ratings, because these players today, they are going to get pretty high in terms of player ratings. So Arsenal 1, Man City 0 player ratings. We've finally beaten Man City. Finally. We've waited a long time for that to happen. So let's go to the player ratings and let's start with David Raya. I'm surprised I'm actually saying this. He did not have a lot to do in terms of saving shots, and that was against Man City. So that is weird. Usually against Man City, you're going to have 5 or 6 shots to save minimum. They did not have a shot. So I guess the defense did really well. So David Raya did not have a lot to do. In terms of the corner kicks that Man City took, he was really good. But in the first half, man, he was pretty shaky with the kicking. I was like, man, Raya wants to give them a goal, man. And especially the Alvarez one, we dodged a bullet. That should have been a goal. That should easily have been a goal. That Alvarez one, that was a poor mistake. I'm happy that he's still a bit confident after that. Even after that, he still didn't just kick the ball all over the place. He was still a bit, he believed in himself still. But the second half, what I loved about Trey after we scored, he did not play the ball up behind there again. He was just clearing the ball now. He was just now clearing. He was like, F it, man. I'm not waiting again. I'm just going to clear the ball now. So David Raya, still not his best performance. So I'm going to be very fair in terms of this. This is a low one because just because he kept a clean sheet against Man City. I wanted to give him a 6, but just because he kept a clean sheet against Man City and he's part of that defense, I'm going to be nice to him. I'm going to give Raya 7 out of 10, but I was about to give him a 6 out of 10 because he looked very shaky in the first half. But I'm going to give him an extra point because he kept a clean sheet. So Raya, 7 out of 10. Centre backs. What a blessing, man, to have Gabriel and Saliba. What a blessing. The number of blocks and the tackles they put, or the number of times they blocked the ball. Did they even make a mistake? They didn't. They didn't make a. I think Gabriel and Saliba are perfect today. Am I correct? I'm sure I checked this. I checked Gabriel's stats in the 88th minute. I think he had like 99% accuracy in terms of passes. He had given the ball away once. But defending, tackles, the clearances, headers and all that, they kept Haaland quiet. And that's the best striker in the world. And he did not have a shot the whole game. Oh, whatever. I'm going to give Gabriel a 9 out of 10. Well, like, you cannot get anything lower than that. They kept Haaland quiet and kept a clean sheet against Man City. When was the last time we kept a clean sheet against Man City? Let alone winning. I'm sure keeping a clean sheet is, if they've beaten us 12 times or 14 times in a row, that means we didn't keep a clean sheet any game. It must have been the time we went there and I think we beat them 2-0 and Giroud scored and Cazorla scored a penalty. I think that is 2014 or 2015 as well, January. High is like 9 seasons ago, the last time he kept a clean sheet against Man City. Gabriel, 9 out of 10. Saliba, what a player. There's a time in the first half, I think it was Ederson who cleared the ball, and it went like in the middle of Raya and the defense, and it was Saliba up against Haaland. And the fans were like screaming like, please don't make a mistake here. And Saliba, he literally put Haaland on the floor. He turned with the ball and actually picked out a pass. And you could see the fans literally just clapping like, Saliba, it's a blessing to have in this team. I am so happy brought Saliba back to Arsenal, man. Like, what a mistake it could have been if you let him go. Like, imagine Saliba playing for Man United or someone like that. Like, that would have been a bad mistake. So Saliba gets a 9 out of 10 as well. Perfect performance from him as well, next to Gabriel. The clearances, everything they did was perfect today. Do you think I've given them too high? Do you think it should be 8 out of 10? I've also given them an extra point because they kept a clean sheet and they kept Haaland quiet. So 9 out of 10. Ben White, I love him so much, man. I think he dealt so well with Doku when he came on. and defensively, very, very well as well. Clearances and all that. I mean, if I'm giving Gabriel and Saliba 9 out of 10, it would be unfair if I gave White like a 7 because I think he defended very well as well. I think Ben White was really good too. One of the most underrated players in the whole of the Premier League. I think people don't respect him at all. Actually, people still think he's a bad player. Remember, Ben White is a centre back. He's not even a right back, but we've now asked him to play right back, and he's now become a right back. The reason why every day we are talking about the predicted lineup and you're like, yeah, Gabriel, Ben White at right back, is because he's played so well there. We've even forgotten that Ben White is not a right back. I'd say he's on screen. I wanted to hear what he's saying, but he looks so happy, man. The thing about he'll never beat Guardiola, that is finally out of the window. I'm going to give Ben White a 9 out of 10 as well. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. I think he dealt very well with Doku. Also going forward, I think he was good as well. Another blessing to have Ben White, man. Over the last 6-7 years, we had to deal with Bellerin. We had to deal with Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner, man. Remember Lichtsteiner? Remember, going from Lichtsteiner to Ben White, that is a blessing. So I'm going to give Ben White a 9 out of 10. Zinchenko. He's still, there are a couple of mistakes here and there, but he's still part of the team that kept a clean sheet. And I didn't really look at that game. I was like, Zinchenko, what have you done? Oh my goodness, you're going to cost us. I think he was okay. Many of us preferred Tomiyasu because of defensive against Man City. I think he did well, so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I still think the others were slightly better. So 8 out of 10 for Zinchenko today. Midfield, Jorginho. He picked up a very early yellow card and I was scared. I'll be lying to you if I told you I was not scared. The moment he got that yellow card, I was like, here we go again. Another red card against Man City is coming up. If we make one more, we're in trouble. But after picking up that yellow card, I think he showed his experience. 2 years ago, not Declan Rice. I can't really talk about Declan Rice. Jorginho was a Ballon d'Or nominee. He finished third in the Ballon d'Or list. Third. Jorginho was third in the Ballon d'Or list in 2021. Third. He was the third best player in the world. So I was like, okay, show us that experience now, Jorginho, man. Come on. Your former teammate coach is having a shaky game. Don't make another foul. The passing was good. There's a couple of times Jorginho went forward and he was passing the ball to Ben White, like the looped passes and all that. I think he was okay. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I'm sure many of us were expecting it to be bad. I don't have a problem with Jorginho playing games for Arsenal. This particular one, I was like, man, Man City, I'm not sure. But after that yellow card, I think he did well. I don't think he did badly. So, again, keeping the likes of Bernardo Silva quiet and all those players. Did Jorginho give away the ball? I can't remember if giving away the ball. There's that foul, and maybe he's a bit slow in terms of that. But I can't give him. How time did he come off? Surely we've just beaten Man City that clean sheet. I'm not going to give players 6s and all that. So, Jorginho is a tough one. Let me know how many you'd give Jorginho. I'm going to give him an 8. I feel like 8 is too much. I wanted to give him a 7, but I'm going to give him an extra point because he was on a yellow card for the entirety of the game and he managed it well. So I'm going to give him an 8, but it's an 8. If I was doing halves, I would have given him a 7.5. It's not an 8 going to 9. No, it's like going to 7.5. So 8 for him. Deckers. My guy, Deckers. Deckers. I'm very tempted, I'm very tempted. I am very tempted to, give him, what? Declan Rice, he did not make any. I mean, if I know, I'm going to take everything into consideration. The first 3 minutes, there's a time he was passing the ball to Zinchenko and he kicked it out of the, out completely, very shaky. But even if I just remember the game from the top of my head, the first 4 minutes, he cleared the ball off the line. We could have been 1 goal down in the first 4 minutes. And then after that, he was in the number 6 position, he was in the number 8 position, the tackles, the interceptions, everything was perfect from him, man. And he put us on the attack several times with those interceptions. And I'm sorry if you hate me for giving him that, but I don't care. 10 out of 2. I've given him 10 out of 10 this zone twice. This is the 5th time I'm giving a player 10 out of 10 in Declan Rice. This is the 2nd time he's getting it, man. Because is that too much? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think I've given him too much? Because he was perfect the whole game, and I was going to give him a 9, and then I remembered he cleared the ball off the line in the first 4 minutes of the game. 10 out of 10, man. I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. Water player. Martin Odegaard. A couple of times you're shooting the ball. I was like, no, man, don't shoot the ball like that, man. He did like 3 times. But as someone said in the comment section earlier, I think he managed to help us control the ball. And every time Odegaard has the ball, I think you still feel a bit of safety. I know he still lost it a couple of times. Not his best performance, so that is why I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 today. So that is the same as Rare. I think that is the least I'm going to give anyone today. So 7 out of 10 for, where's it gone? For Odegaard, 7 out of 10. Who else was on the pitch? Trossard, I mean, he wasn't on for too long. Did he do much? I don't think Trossard did much, to be honest. I feel bad giving him this low, but he's only on for a few minutes. Did he create anything? I don't think so. So I think you're just an average performance if we're not wrong. Trossard, what did you guys give Trossard? He was only on for like 45 minutes. He got subbed off. I don't know. I'm starting to feel maybe I love Trossard. I really want us to try him in the number 8 position. But now since Partey is back and we want Rice and Partey together, it means Trossard cannot start there. And Martinelli is back. So Martinelli starts. I kind of feel like Trossard does a lot for us when he comes off the bench than when he starts, because this season, every time he's come off the bench, it's played well. Every time he started, not too much. But that's because I'm feeling good, Trossard. I'm going to give you an extra point. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I don't think he was great, though, for those 45 minutes. 6 out of 10. To be fair to him, I don't think both teams even attacked that much in the first half anyway. So 6 out of 10 for him. Gabriel Jesus, I think he did well for playing on the right wing. I think he did okay. A couple of times, though, I was annoyed when he had a chance to shoot the ball and he didn't shoot the ball. That is why I was annoyed with Jesus. But for him to play on the right wing, I think he put a lot of pressure on Vardiol and Ake. And in terms of energy and strength, I think you can't bully Jesus. I think you can't bully him at all. I think you can't bully him for sure. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 as well. Hopefully that is fair enough. Let me know if you'd give him higher. I think 7 is fair enough. 7 out of 10 for Jesus. Eddie Nketiah. One thing that I never fault Eddie Nketiah for, the running and putting Diaz and Ake under pressure, he does that a lot, quite well. But in this first half, I was saying, if you get one chance, we're not going to get too many chances against Man City. At least put it on target. It's always very tough, man, to rate players like Trossard and Nketiah and Havertz and Tomiyasu, especially when they're on for like 45 minutes and all that. It's hard to rate like Trossard when he comes off in the 45th minute, and it's hard sometimes to rate players like Nketiah and Havertz because some people just ignore everything they do, even if they do well. I'm not going to ignore everything. I loved some bit of energy from him. 6 or 7 from Nketiah. I mean, I gave Jesus a 7, and I think Jesus was definitely better than Nketiah today. I'm going to give Nketiah same as Trossard. Let me know if you think this is unfair. I'm going to give Nketiah 6 out of 10. He also, when did he get subbed off? 70th minute. I think energy-wise, I never fault Nketiah. I didn't think we didn't create a lot of chances anyway, but that one opportunity I want him to put it on target. So I'm going to rewatch the game, obviously, and I'm going to see anything that I missed, but I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Who am I forgetting? No one in the starting lineup. From the bench, Gabriel Martinelli. Oh, wow. Come on. I think that sub definitely worked. I didn't think we were going to see Martinelli in this game anyway. So for us to have him back, that has just made me so happy, man. Just to have him back in that game. He scored the goal. He changed the game 100% in that second half. He gave Walker something to think about. Walker was kind of comfortable in the first half. 9 out of 10, Martinelli. I think he was very good. 9 out of 10 for him. Very, very good. So happy to have him back. Did he get picked by Brazil? Hopefully not. I need him to rest these 2 weeks. Now that we lost to Lens, that game against Sevilla is very important. We can't go there and lose again. So players like Martinelli need to play in that one. 9 out of 10 for Martinelli. Other players who came on, Thomas Partey. So happy to have you back, Thomas, man. I'm so happy to have you back. That pass, he was only on for 20 minutes, exact 20 minutes. But the way he just controlled that game in midfield, and he's not scared of passing the ball forward. That is another reason why I love Partey. For him to play, this is the first time he's played since when? Was it against the Fulham game or something? It's been long since Partey played. 8 out of 10 for Thomas Partey. I think he was brilliant when he came on. I'm so happy to have him back. If you're a Ghanaian watching this, please, if he's going to go to play for Ghana, 20 minutes is enough. Come on, just 20, 30 minutes is done. I've looked at the fixtures and I'm sure, I don't think Ghana are playing any qualifier. I think it's friendly matches or something. If it's a friendly match, it doesn't have to play. It's not a qualifier. Come on. 8 out of 10 for Partey. Who else came on? Kai Havertz. I'm so happy he actually came on and he helped us win the game. I was praying like, Havertz, can you please score? Let's imagine if he scored the winning goal. It would have been scenes. But he came on, he got the assist. I think he did well with that ball from Tomiyasu's head. He controlled it well, and he actually looked and actually gave a decent pass. He could have rushed that and tried to turn and shoot or something. 7 out of 10 for Havertz. So happy that he got the assist. He's not 007 anymore now. He has 1 goal and 1 assist. 7 out of 10. Who else came on? Tomiyasu. He also did very well to win that header from that Thomas Partey pass. So Tomiyasu as well. I'm going to touch wood, but Tomiyasu has been fit for 2 months, and I'm really happy about that, man. Really happy. He does a lot for us. And Tomiyasu, you can bring him on the left side. You can bring him on the right side. You can bring him on as a center back, whichever way you want, in a back 3, in a back 4, in a back 5. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Really happy when the performance I put in when he came on. So 7 out of 10. Mikel Arteta. Finally, he's beaten Guardiola, man. Finally. Every time the previews, I didn't even watch too many previews. Like, I watched a couple, and I was like, I'm not going to watch this anymore, because it was all about, this guy is never going to beat Guardiola, student versus, teacher. The tactics, he always makes mistakes. Like, why did he start Saka against Lens? I was like, nah, man, I don't want to go into this game with all that negativity. And I just turned off YouTube. I was like, I'm not watching any more previews. Today, defensively, the performance, absolutely incredible. The substitutions, all 4 subs were involved in the goal. Like, literally the 4 of them, just the 4 of them. It was not like we passed it to Jesus and then to Nketiah and then to Martinelli and then Havertz and then Martinelli scored. No, it went from Partey, a sub, to Tomiyasu, a sub, to Havertz, a sub, to Martinelli, a sub. Fantastic. And I don't know if Zinchenko was in that Tomiyasu position. I don't even think Zinchenko would have been in that position, first of all. So Zinchenko would have been somewhere in midfield. We've beaten Man City. We've kept a clean sheet that is still unbeaten this season in the Premier League. We are now top. We've gone past Man City. We are now tied everything with Tottenham. This particular game, the subs were absolutely incredible. So starting lineup as well, for him to start Jorginho as well, I don't know. I need to hear how fit Partey was. He looked very good when he came on. He didn't look like someone who was injured or not ready to start. But I guess Jorginho still did well in time after getting that yellow card. The subs definitely worked. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for today. We finally beaten Man City. Finally. And I know a lot of people are waiting for us to lose so that they can say, oh, look again. Why is Jorginho starting? Why is Partey not there? So happy that we actually got the win. 9 out of 10 for Mikel Arteta. And I was looking at the rest of our bench. I was like, you know what? Saka could be there next time. We could play Smith Rowe. We could play Fabio Villa. Like, we actually have players. Kivior is there. Fantastic. What a time to be an Arsenal fan. We've beaten Man United at home. We've beaten Tottenham. We drew Tottenham. We should have beaten them if we didn't make that mistake. We've beaten Man City at home, man. George says Kai looks good up front. He gets exposed too much in terms of energy and pace when he puts in that midfield role. Could be right. Jesus deserves 9 out of 10, not 7. I'm going to watch the game again, Bao, I see. There's a couple of times I was annoyed with him for not shooting the ball. Maybe 7 is too harsh. Yes, maybe I should give him an 8. I think 9 is too high because I've given the defenders a 9. I think the likes of Saliba and Gabriel were way better than everyone else, and Rice as well. So I don't think I'm going to give Jesus the same as our defenders, but I would give him an 8. I would understand an 8, but maybe 7 is too low. I think he did very well for a right winger. He's not a right winger. I think he did well. George also does not agree. George says 7 for Jesus is too low. I'm going to watch the game again. I do feel like it's too low as well. Yeah, I actually do feel like I'm now starting to feel like it's too low. I think he put in a very massive shift on that side. That's too low. Jesus was excellent. Won so many duels. He put the entire City defense and midfield on toes. Jesus deserves a 9. I would give him an 8. I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to change that to an 8. I think 9 is still a bit high because I gave the defenders that. Anu says Martinelli gets 8, Tomiyasu 7, Kai gets 6, Partey gets 6. I think we actually won that game because from Partey and Havertz play. So you have to give him an extra point for that because that Partey pass for that and that Havertz control and setup. I gave Rice 9.5, but 10 is perfect. I think he was perfect. Yeah, I think he was definitely perfect. Blessing says we deserve it. Man City is just like us. Losing from City is the story of the past. And the fact is, they also fear us, the Gunners. I actually don't think so. Every time I look at Man City, whenever they talk about Arsenal, they don't actually fear Arsenal. That is why I really wanted to beat them today, so that we can be like, hey, you need to respect us a bit. Because whenever they used to fight for the title with Liverpool, they used to be scared of Liverpool. Like whenever they went to Anfield, they used to be scared of Liverpool. But right now, they're not scared of Arsenal as much as they were scared of Liverpool. But that is up to us now. We need to make them scared. That is what you need to do. Simon says Raya was too shaky in the first half. Yeah, he was taking too many what's the word? Risks. That is what he was doing. Wisdom says, finally, we have done it. Finally, man. Finally. Saliba and Gabriel 9 each says, Anu, I agree with that. And Georgina gets an 8. Take a few more. So happy, man. Like, so happy. In fact, Man City met different Arsenal team. Look at how Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes man marked Haaland. In a game like this, when you get a chance, you need to score. We didn't get that many chances, but we scored from one. I don't even think that is a big chance, but you still scored from it. But you need to manage the game. Sometimes, I remember, was it against Man United? Yes, it was against Man United last season. You remember that game when they beat us 3-1 at Old Trafford? We went to Man United. We were drawing 1-1 with them. It was 25 minutes to go. I think we took off Zinchenko or someone and brought, or is it Zinchenko or Tierney, one of them. I think we brought in Martinelli. We literally went to attack. I think that is a bit naive. Yes, we are the better team. At that time, we were playing Man United. But sometimes, a draw is not the end of the world. So, like today, we can't just say, you know what, okay, everyone go forward. You need to beat Man City. Because it might turn out you might not get 3 points. And you might also end up not getting that 1 point, and it ends up being 0. And you don't want that to happen. So game management has to be there. So I was happy with that. 80th minute, 85th minute, you could say like, okay, fine, we're not winning, but you're also not losing. So drawing with them is not the end of the world. So control the game. If a chance falls to you, take it. And that is what happened. If you get a chance to shoot the ball, shoot the ball. And we did it, and we won the game. So control and management is good. And also after scoring, usually when you score in a game like this, you usually end up conceding again the next game. So we didn't the next minute. So let's hope we didn't do that. We didn't do that. We controlled the game well and defended well for the last 10 minutes of that match. Substitutions had an impact. That is why I've always been telling you guys, I trust everyone in this team. You're playing with the likes of Odegaard, you're playing with the likes of Saka, you're going to be good. That is why I've never really worried about Vieira, like Sel Vieira. He's going to come good. He's playing against he's playing with the likes of Odegaard and all that. He's going to adapt to that tempo as well. That is why I'm still hopeful in Havertz as well. The more you play the likes of Odegaard and Saka, you're going to automatically be good. Even if it takes a couple of months, you're going to start being good. So having a team like this beating Man City, we usually used to lose 4-0, 5-0. Subs coming off the bench and making an impact. Like, I'm actually looking at the bench, I'm like, this is good. 3 years ago, if you looked at our bench, Maitland-Niles, Bellerin, Mustafi, Luiz, Willian, and you're like, if Aubameyang doesn't score here, there's no one we can bring off the bench, man. Like, I used to look at that team, I'm like, yeah, we can't, there's no one else here who's going to change the game, man. There's no one. Now I'm looking at that bench. I'm like, you know what? Okay, Nketiah is tired. You can bring on anyone else. Havertz is there. Vieira is there. If you want to put Martinelli up front, anyone is there. I'm looking at Zinchenko. You need a bit of defensive cover. Kivio can play as a left back. Tomiyasu can play there. Smith Rowe, one of our best players 2 seasons ago, he's very capable. You can bring him on. If Odegaard doesn't perform, who knows? Smith Rowe can play there. Nelson need a bit of pace. Nelson is there. You score a goal. You need defensive cover. There you go, Tomiyasu. Oh, Thomas Partey, one of the best defensive midfielders, is on the bench. He can come on. Martinelli, he can come on. Like, that is so good having a bench like that. When everyone is fit, I think we can actually have a very, let's say Saka is available for the next game against Chelsea. We could literally have a bench where there's something I want. Havertz, if I just need a goal by Havertz at Stamford Bridge, I've been praying for 1 month. That is all I need. Havertz to score against Chelsea next time. That is all I need. So we could have a bench where Havertz is there, Trossard is there, Smith Rowe is there, Nketiah could be there. We could even have Saka there, Tomiyasu, Kivio. I could have a bench where you have 7, 8 players. And then let's not even forget Ramsdale as well. Like, if Ray is not doing good and gets injured or gets a red card or something, you could bring on Ramsdale to play, who's a very good goalkeeper as well. So it's very good having a team like this. We finally ended a hoodoo against, like the last 1 year, we've ended like 3 or 4 hoodoos. We finally beat Liverpool last season after years of not beating them. We finally beat Everton away from home this season, and we finally beaten Man City. We even beat Tottenham last season as well, for the first time in a long time. So, is there any other hoodoo remaining? Yes. Etihad and Anfield. I don't know if you're going to win there, but let's see how it goes. But this player, man, he is not wearing this kit today, but this player is absolutely incredible. Let me just say it again. Declan Rice is absolutely incredible. Who would you vote as the man of the match? For me, it's definitely going to be Rice, but some would probably say maybe Gabriel, maybe Saliba. There's plenty of players who played really well today, so I would understand if you gave any of them. But Declan Rice today, the picture does not want to come off screen. You can stay there if you want. Declan Rice. I was happy with you. MG Sports says, big up, Clan. Beautiful win for us today, man. Clean sheet. 1-0 to the Arsenal. I love the spirit today, says Waru. I love the spirit today. A team looking to win the league must show the zeal of getting a goal out of nothing, because no one else expected the goal at that time. That is true. I think people expected it to be 0-0. Timber is still out. Yes, he is. But we actually had a bit of good news. I thought he was going to be out for the whole season. There's been talks that he's recovering well and he could be back by February. So you never know. That those final 3 months, we will really need him. So let's see. Hopefully he recovers by that February. You never know. We could still be in the Champions League. We could still be in the FA Cup. We could still be fighting for the title. So we really need him. Philemon says you're not being fair to Jorginho, Jesus, and Kai in your rating. I've given Kai Havertz a 7. I think that is fair enough because he only played 20 minutes. I think that is okay. I'm not going to change the Kai one. Jesus, I've agreed to change it. I've given him an 8. I think 7 is too low. Jorginho, I've given him a 7. I think 7 is fair enough. Did I give him a 7? Wait, let me just check. Jorginho. No, I gave him an 8. 8 is high for Jorginho. I think 8 is good. I've given him an 8. 8 is good for Jorginho. That is actually very high. I think some people would say that is high. So the only one I agree I've given too low is Jesus. So let me recap it again. Rare gets a 7 for me. Gabriel gets a 9. Saliba 9. Zinchenko 8. Ben White 9. I think that is fair enough for the defenders. Rice 10. Jorginho 8. Odegaard 7. I think that is also fair enough. Unless you want to give Jorginho and Odegaard the same, I don't know. Trossard 6. I think I've even been nice because he was only on for 45 minutes. I didn't think he got too much. I've given Jesus an 8. I've upgraded that from a 7. I've given Havertz a 7. I think that is good enough. Tomiyasu 7. Partey 8. I think that is good enough. Martinelli 9. I think that is definitely good. Maybe Nketiah 6. Have I been harsh on Nketiah? Should he get a 7? Maybe Jesus and Nketiah, like in terms of energy and putting the defense under pressure, they did okay. Maybe you can upgrade Nketiah to 7. I'm so happy, man. Like you can you know what, Philemon, you can give them all a 10 if you want. We just beat Man City. We can give Haaland a 10 as well. Thank you for not performing today. Finally, the deadlock has been broken. Man City monopoly over has ended today and forever. Hopefully, man, we finally beaten them. I said yesterday on a group, if we don't beat Man City this time around, they don't have Rodri and De Bruyne and Stones in the starting lineup, we will never beat them. Like if they don't have all those players and we still don't beat them, we'll never beat them. We actually beat them, and without Saka as well, man. Abu says we are Arsenal. Ghana, very blazing teams. Watch out. Victory is our watch word. Let's go on to win. Philemon says that he deserves a 10 out of 10. All his subs were spot on. I agree with that. I've given him a 9 out of 10. That is very high, but hey, who cares? 10 out of 10 is good as well. We've just beaten Man City and he kept a clean sheet against them. Defensively, I am so happy, man. Like this, we've never really had a defense like this where we literally, like we marked them out of the game. Do you know how many chances Man City usually get against us? So many. So for us to defend that well against them and finally pick up a win, we are now ahead of Man City in the Premier League table. We have now played Tottenham. We've played Chelsea. We've not played Chelsea yet. We've played Man United. We've played Man City. Now looking forward to the Chelsea game. Chelsea will be a bit scared now that we've beaten Man City. And then after that, you're going to play Sheffield United. There's one particular game that we really need not to lose. Sevilla. Now that we lost against Lens, we have to go to Sevilla and win. That is a tough game. So beating a team like Man City can boost your confidence even more and boost your mentality even more. Why not? Why not go there and win? If you beat Man City, the best team in the world, You can beat anyone, right? Give us Bayern Munich and Real Madrid right now. Isaac says Saliba, what a player, man. So happy. Most of the players performed. I know I've given sixes and sevens to most of the players, some of the players, but really happy Declan Rice standout. If I can mention a few positives and negatives through before I end. Positives, Declan Rice, fantastic. What a performance. Interceptions, tackles, what a player. Incredible all round. He also had a clearance off the line. Number two, we've actually won a game against Man City without Saka. That is good. We can actually win a game without Saka. That is good to know. Now you can rest him for 1 month. Let's bring him back in December or something when he's totally fit. So we can win a game without Saka. Number three, we kept Haaland quiet. He didn't have a single shot, not even on target. He didn't even have a single shot. Gabriel Saliba defending very, very well. Zinchenko defensively, positive number 4. I think Zinchenko did well defensively. So most of us were like, yeah, Tomiyasu should be there against Man City. I think he did well. Even Ben White, let me just put all of that defense combined as a third positive. Defense was incredible. Plus Rice, plus Jesus playing on the right side. I think he played well. And also keeping a clean sheet against Man City, man. Just that, keeping a clean sheet against them and having the subs today. Really, really happy because I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans, even the ones I was watching the game with, they're like, I'm not really sure, Jorginho is starting, Nketiah, not sure. We can actually beat Man City, those players on the pitch, and we've brought in Havertz, he's had an impact, brought in Partey, had an impact, all those players. Subs are good. I'm one of those people who are like, I think Arteta's waited too much for the subs. We should have made the sub maybe the same time as Man City, but maybe he made them. He waited for Guardiola, looked at what he was doing, and then brought in 3 subs as well to counter that as well. So really happy that. Negatives, I don't think there's too many negatives, really. Was there a negative today? Maybe rare in the first half, maybe a bit risky, but I mean, a goal didn't go in. The thing is, when you're playing, even Ederson and Alisson, they make such mistakes every single game. That is the truth. If you're playing out from the back, you're not going to be perfect 100% of the times. It's not like David Beckham playing in goal. No. Sometimes you're going to give away the ball. He made a mistake. It didn't cost us, so we move on from that. We'll forget about it. We won the game. I don't think there's too many negatives. Hubs worked. Starting lineup. I think Jorginho and Nketiah were not bad as people expected them to be. Really happy, man. And we finally ended the hoodoo against Man City. Now we can enjoy the international break. 2 weeks to enjoy. Tottenham at top of the table. Maybe that is a negative. Yuck. Tottenham top of the table. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. But I think we are tied in the goal difference and the same number of points as well. So Chelsea next time. You go to Chelsea and you win, we are in business. We are in business. And also, remember, we are still unbeaten this season. Last season, we had already lost a game by now. And I think we are about to draw as well last season. So, really happy. Isaac says, Glenn, make me laugh. Rest Saka for a month. Yes, I mean, you can win the game without him. Now we can just tell him, you know what, Saka, we are going to send you to Hawaii. Go and rest for 1 month. And then you'll come back against, we don't need you against Chelsea as relegation team. Or maybe we want him against Chelsea, but against Sheffield and all those, rest against until we play against Sevilla in the Champions League, and then you can come back. Let him rest. We need him in the team. It's good to have him back. And Partey is also back, man. Exciting time. And Martinelli. Let's not forget Martinelli. What a performance from the bench as well. He's the one that is really, apart from Rice, I know the defense did well, but I was really happy with Martinelli. Most of the game, it was looking like a 0-0. But Martinelli came on and is not scared of taking on players. He's not scared at all. So really happy. We identify with your positive energy. Stay blessed. Thank you, Abu. Let's see. Chelsea in trouble after the international break. Chelsea, we just even playing Nketiah because Nketiah always scores against Chelsea. Just Nketiah, do your job there. And Nketiah in the room. You're in trouble, man. Your defense is in trouble. Happy, man. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Let's enjoy this win. Let me go and see what Man United fans are saying, Man City fans are saying. Arsenal, man, we've finally beaten Man City. We've waited for so long to beat them. We've finally done it. What a time to be alive. The stream cut off in the middle of this stream cut off in the middle. Man City fans were hating. Maybe they tried to block it, but hey, we did it. Who cares what happened? We beat Man City. What a performance. We can now enjoy the international break. See you guys. We'll be talking and take a couple of more. Perfect midfield, Partey, Rice, Odegaard. Let us agree to that's better from the bench, says Tomiyasu. George says Saka shouldn't make this international England team. He needs a good rest. You know what? Southgate. Let me tell you something, Southgate. You don't have to play Saka. Have you seen Raheem Sterling? Raheem Sterling is one of the best wingers in the world right now. Rashford is better than Saka. Why? You don't even need to play Saka for England. Play Rashford. Rashford is better than Saka. Play Rashford. Grealish is fit. Play Grealish. You are Foden. You are spoiled for choice. You don't have to play Saka. Rashford is there. Sterling is there. Midfield. Declan Rice does not have to play. Come on. Declan Rice does not have to play against Man City. There is Calvin Phillips in midfield. What a player. You can even Bellingham. Have you seen Bellingham for Real Madrid? He scores every single day. You can play Bellingham there. Like, you don't even have to pick Declan Rice and Saka. They're not good enough for England. Leave them home, and then after the international break, we'll play them. Partey, Ghana. Partey does not need to play. Look at Kudus. Kudus scored today. What a player. You have Kudus, you have Ayew, you have two Ayus. You don't even have one. You have two brothers. You can play both of them. You don't even need to play Partey. Let him rest. Brazil, you don't need Gabriel. You have Marquinhos. You have Militao can get fit soon. You can play all of those players. Saka, I'm telling you, Rashford is better than Saka. You don't have to play Saka for England. Play Rashford, play Sterling, play Grealish, play Foden. Let Saka relax at home. He's not good enough for England. Ben White, you don't have to pick him. Let him stay home, man. Let him stay home. Judge says you're mocking. You're making my night. I appreciate it, man. Like, let's be honest. Rashford is better than Saka, right? Play Rashford for England. You don't need to play Saka. Did you see Sterling yesterday? He ripped apart Burnley. Like, I'm panicking. Like, I'm scared of facing Chelsea because they have Sterling. So play the others. Let Saka rest, and then we'll play him for Arsenal. You know, Arsenal is not a big team, so let Saka play for Arsenal. He doesn't need to play for England. He doesn't do anything. Bellingham is there. Play him. Tomiyasu says you're too funny. I appreciate it. Let's enjoy this win, guys. I'm so happy. We're going to have the likes of Saka back, the likes of Martinelli. Thank you, guys. Southgate, play Bellingham. See you guys next time.